Hello guys, welcome to another edition of another video on Royal Q Robot. Today I'll be talking about the Royal Q Robot trade settings. I will be using Algo USDT to demonstrate. If you look at my screen, you go straight down to the bottom left. You will see trade settings. You click on trade settings. It takes you to the next page where the trade setting is displayed. The first thing you see on your trade settings is the first buy-in amount. What is first buy-in amount? First buy-in amount is the first amount the robot is going to use to initiate the trading for you, and subsequently a reference amount for subsequent buying as your margin cost drop. I'll talk more about that first buying amount when we go into core margin limit. The second thing that you'll be seeing is open position doubled. Open position doubled simply means that time the robot is going to initiate the first buy for you. Instead of buying it once, which is the preset default, if you activate open position doubled, it will buy it twice for you. Meaning that my first buying amount here is 10 USDT. If I activate the open position doubled, it will buy it twice. All you just need is to click on that button and it gets activated for you. It's activated now, so I will deactivate it because I don't need it. So it's deactivated now. So we go to the next thing, which is the margin call limit. Margin call limit is just simply telling you the number of times you want the robot to buy that particular coin for you as the price continues to drop. So let's say you enter the market at, let's say you enter the market at 3. Normally the market is all about the market price goes up and down. That's what the market is all about. The price keeps fluctuating, it goes up, it goes down. So you want to factor in, want to buy, because the Royal Q robot use it dollar cost averaging for you, meaning that it continues to buy as the price goes down, and as the price comes up, it sells. So you want to buy as the price comes down. As the price is going down, you want to buy more. So you want to buy when the price goes down and sell when the price goes high. That is the logic behind the Royal Q robot. So when you set your margin call limit, like for example, for here I set 30 times. What I'm trying to say is that the robot should buy as the price continues to drop, buy it 30 times for me. So the robot will not stop buying until this 30 times is completed. So I'll talk more on that when we go into margin configuration, because margin call limit, the number of times you want to buy, you will see that details in the margin configuration. I'll talk about that more on margin configuration. So we'll go to hold position take profit ratio. Hold position take profit ratio is just simply telling you the ratio or the percentage at which that coin will rise. It will rise in price for the robot to sell it and make profit for you. This whole position take profit ratio cannot be set below 1. The robot will not accept, so you have to set it above 1. So people set 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, people set 2, people set 3, depending on your preference. For me, I always use 1.1. I just want at a little rise in that price, sell for me, because I want a turnover. I want to buy and sell, buy and sell. I don't want to wait until it drops by 2% before I buy. Then you move to the next one, hold position take profit callback. Hold position take profit callback means when the hold position take profit ratio of 1.1 is attained, and it dropping, as it start dropping from that 1.1, that is the deviation you want to permit, meaning that this is the number of percentage fall I want to permit. Some people put there by default of this Royal Q it is 0.5. Some people put 0.1, some people put 0.2, some people put 0.3, some people put 0.4, some people put that 0.5, which is the default setting. It's all about your preference. For me, I go with 0. What I'm trying to say is that when the price of that coin rises by 1.1, just simply take profit for me. In this setting, that's how it looks. But in reality, sometimes it still falls below before that particular action is executed. So that is that about hold position, take profit back. I will skip the margin configuration. Like I said, I will handle margin configuration and distribution take profit allocation because both of them are related. Then I move to buy in callback. What is buy in callback? Buy in callback means when the robot sells that particular buy, when the robot attains 1.1 and sell, when the price of that coin drops by this percentage that is set here, by default it is set by by default it is 0.5, while the whole position take profit callback is 0.3. I'm sorry about that. So buy in callback, it's by default is 0.5. Some people put 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. It's all about preference. For me, I put it 0. What I'm trying to tell the robot is that once you sell for me, buy. Once you sell for me, buy again. But in reality, it doesn't work that way because from my own observation, it doesn't work that way. It still buys for me. It still buys for me when the price of that coin drops. Because of what? This buy-in callback is related to the margin configuration. So for me, I believe that the buy-in callback is interfering with the margin call drops, which I'll be margin call drops in the margin configuration, which I'm going to show you later on. I will explain more details of this in the margin configuration. Then we'll go to sub position take profit callback. Sub position take profit callback is similar to whole position take profit callback. The difference in both of them is that the sub position take profit callback is applicable from the 5th position down to the last margin call drop that you set. In this my case now, it means from the 5th position to the 30th position, which I put here. So the sub position take profit ratio means when the price rise by sub position take profit callback means when the price rises to the ratio that I put in the distributed take profit allocation. If it gets to that point and they start to drop by what I set here, some people by default is 0.3. So I prefer to put it 0. Meaning once that price is attained, once that increase in price is attained, sell for me. Don't wait until it start dropping. Like I said in the other one, in reality, it doesn't do that way. It still falls below before it sells. Because this robot is not human. There are some deviations from whatever you set. So the sub position take profit ratio just means that deviation you want to from the attaining price. Like assuming I put 2 points, sell for me at the sub position at 2%, for example. So and I put here 0.3. What it means is that once it's fall from 2 to 1.9 to 1.8 and to 1.7, sell. Don't go below 1.7. So that is what. Well, for me, I always prefer to put it 0. So now we move to the main engine, which is the margin configuration. And I will relate it to the distribution and take profit allocation. I'll be going between those 2 pages to explain these 2 because this is where the engine of this robot, that's where the main information is handled. So in this place, you see the margin configuration, you see the margin call drop, then you see the multiple buying ratio. The margin call drop just means the percentage at which the price will drop before the robot buys for you. While the multiple buy-in ratio is just the number of times they want the robot to buy at every drop. For me, I always prefer to put 1 all the way down. So what it simply means that anytime the drop is achieved, buy 1 time for me. So this is the first call. So the first call to the 4th call, they are categorized under one whole warehouse position, and this 1 to 4th call. This 1 to 4th call, the whole position take profit ratio of 1.1 that I set here is applicable to 1, 2, 3, 4, meaning that the robot will not close that particular position until the 4th is achieved. So the price the price must rise. Assuming it has made the fourth call here, after initial trade, it makes the first call, the second call, the third call, and the fourth call. What it simply means is that it will not close this position until the price rises above the initial price that you bought. The initial price, the initial price is going to be registered under your average price. So it will not close that position until the price rises above the price you entered that market. So from the 5th position to the 30th position, the sub position take profit callback, which is the last item on this list, on this trade setting, is applicable to that side. So from that 5th position, that is where we'll be. From the 5th position, that is where the sub position, so that is where the distribution and take profit allocation is applicable. From the 5th, if you look at it here, distribution and take profit allocation, you see it starts from the 5th position. That is where that particular this thing is applicable. So this is what I said. I put it 1.1, 1.1. At the sub positions, I put it 1.1, 1.1. So it's all about preference. So 1.2, what it means is that at that sub position, once the robot buys the 5th position at 0.5 drop in price from the 4th position to the 5th position, once that one is executed and the price rises by 1.1 at the 5th position, sell it for me. The same thing is applicable at the 6th position, 1.1. So I put 1.1 all through. So distribution take profit allocation is applicable from the 5th position down. So that is very, very important to note, because the whole position take profit ratio is only applicable to your core positions 1 to 4. That is very, very important. So margin configuration and distribution take profit allocation, you have to relate them together, because from 5th position downwards, they are independent of each other, meaning that the robot will buy and close that position separately. So if the robot buy the 6th position, it will sell. It will close that, it will buy and sell that position. It doesn't need to wait until the 5th call is closed or the 4th call. No. Once you buy that 5, it closes that 5 separately, close that 6. So they are all independent. That's the advantage of this robot, because it can do this trading for you independently from the 5th downwards. It's an advantage. So what it means is that if the price is dropping, let's start from 5. Assuming the price drops by 0.5%, it executes the 6th setting. If the price drops further, it executes the 7th setting. If the price rises by what I said, 1.1, it will sell the 7th position and return to 6. If the price rises further, it will sell and returns to 5. Assuming the price dips again, it comes down and executes 6 again. That's how the robot does. So as the price continues to fall, it continues to buy, continues to go to 7, 8, 9, 10. So anytime you open your trade settings and you see the core position that you are, you can see your core position. If you see the core position that you are, you can determine the core position that the robot is trading at the moment. You look at the last sell. Let me show you. You go to your transaction record. Transaction record is on this screen at the top right. You click on transaction record. You will see the history of the transactions. So on looking at these transaction settings, on transaction record, you will simply notice there are too much buy. What that too much buy is telling you is that the price of that particular coin is actually going down. So it has made how many buys from here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what it means that the price has really dropped. By how much? By how many percent? Because I said 0.5% per drop. So what it means is that if it has dropped how much? It has dropped 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5. So the price of this coin has already dropped 2.5 from that. So if you want to know the number of margin call that has been executed, you go to the last sell. You see it's written there, sub-sell. Sub-sell means it's selling from the 5th downwards. It is not from 4 upwards. So if it is from 4 upwards, you just put sell. They don't put sub for you. So if you look at this now, if you look at this page now, you see the order time, the order number, the open position quantity, open position field, status, field quantity, deal amount, the number of call margin. That's second to the last on this particular expand that I made now. You will see it is on the 16th margin call. Understand? So it's sold at 16 margin call. What simply means is that the next buy will be at what? 17 margin call. The next one will be 18. Next one will be 19. Next one will be 20. The last one will be 21. So this particular trade is on the 21st margin call. Although it's showing 20 here, so that means it is 20 margin call. So sorry that so it's actually showing 20 margin call. So but that's how you just determine the margin call that you are already in. So in summary, the trade settings, you have the first buying amount, very very important, because in the margin configuration, this multiple buying ratio will be referencing to your first buying amount. So if you put 10 or if you put 50 for first buying amount and you come here and you put 1, what you are simply telling the robot is that for every call, buy one time, meaning buy 50, 50, 50, 50. So for my own budget, if you look, I said 30 times, buy one time. What simply means is that I am budgeting 310. This 30 times, for every drop, it will buy it 30 times 10, that is 300. Then plus the first buying amount, which is 310. So I budgeted 310 for this coin. So that is how this thing works. So the margin configuration, very very important. Take your time to configure it to the way it suits you. Then distribution take profit allocation is the percentage of the rise in price that you want the robot to sell for you. So as the price continues to drop, the robot will continue to buy. And you know that the cost is going to return. So you want to set a distributed take profit allocation. Some people put a lot of figures in the distribution as the price continues to drop, so that when the price returns maximum profit for you. It's all about preference. So you make your choice and then do what? Set whatever you want. That is all I have for you for this video. Thank you. If you think you derived value from this video, please give it a thumb up and share. Thank you. Bye.